are about to embark on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, ghostly encounters, lucid dreaming, astral projection, the Mandela effect. This is Out of Body Experience TV with your host, Juan Augusto.
Welcome to the Out of Body Experience TV podcast. I'm your host, Juan Augusto. Now, I wanted to welcome everybody to the Out of Body Experience TV podcast. It's been a while since I've done any kind of podcasts. I'm going to be perfectly frank. After the lockdowns, I lost the oomph to do any kind of videos. I missed doing a lot of these podcasts, talking about astral projection, out of body experiences, paranormal phenomena. That's what I enjoyed doing. I ended up losing a little bit of my hearing from the right side, which scared me. The ringing is constant 24/7. So as of right now, I have got to retrain myself in how to achieve an astral projection. But you know what? I'm alive. I'm doing well. And that's why I decided to get back on the train and start doing these podcasts. A little backstory. I started having out of body experiences at 18 years of age. For me, I asked for some sign, a purpose of why I'm here. I no longer wanted to be here at the time. I was going through depression, right? And I seeked some purpose, right? So I ended up having these out of body experiences reluctantly to begin with. And I hated it. I didn't like it. They were scaring me, terrifying me, right? But I said, you know, I got to find out what's going on. So for me, I remember one day, it was like 4 a.m. and I was heading home from work at 4 a.m. And there was this individual who was listening to a radio program called The Art Bell Show. The guest was talking about out of body experiences. So I immediately was jotting down notes. I'm thinking, oh man, I got to get this book. I ended up purchasing the book and I was implementing the techniques that they were teaching, that they were sharing in the book. And I tried to apply them myself. I had talked about this years ago in my podcasts, my vlogs that I used to do. So I wanted to make something, you know, a retrospective video showing, talking about it, discussing it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. The very first time I attempted a controlled out of body experience, I was doing my meditation process. I was doing the breathing exercises, right? And I was doing that for a good half an hour to 45 minutes. And then nothing was happening at first, but then all of a sudden, I started feeling tingles in my hands, the tingles in the feet, vibration, in the feet, vibration, the hands and the forehead, and then all of a sudden all over my body, my physical body. And then I started to move white light as well in my vision. And I was blown away by what was happening. I'm like thinking, oh my gosh. So I continued, with the breathing exercises. All of a sudden I could feel myself lifting off from my physical body. It was an exhilarating feeling. I found myself floating away and I'm staring at the ceiling and I'm seeing the white paint on the ceiling. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I looking at? Right? So I looked back and I see my physical body on the bed. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm dead. That was my initial thought. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm dead. Upon thinking that, I immediately spun. I was spinning out of control. It was like a spiraling effect, if you will. And I immediately snapped back to my physical body. I jumped out of bed and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. Oh wow. I was just like blown away. But I remember feeling nauseous, right? Because remember, in the out of body experience, I was spinning out of control. So when I returned to my physical body, I brought that feeling back within me. And I rushed to the bathroom. And I felt like I was going to get sick. I was just in the bathroom for a long time. I remember my mother asking me if I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's good. After this experience, I said, I'm never trying this again. Never again. Right. So sure enough, I took about like a week off from doing this. And then I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I want to try this again. So I did. My second control out of body experience. I lay in my bed and I set the intention of I want to observe my room so I can get acclimated to my room, right? So I did the meditation process. Again, it took like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I started feeling the vibrations throughout my body. I started hearing that noise in my ears. Again, the auditory sound, or the jet engine roaring sound. And I saw a stream of white light in my vision. That was my cue to leave my physical body. So I ended up lifting off again. And this time I made sure not to look back at my physical body because the first time it put me out of whack. I was spinning out of control. So I specifically was saying, don't look at your physical body. Just continue, observe, look around in your room. My room looked normal. It appeared everything was intact. Although there was a different kind of color shade to it. I looked at my desk. I was observing the TV, just things in my room. The closet, I was looking at the closet just to get acclimated from the astral standpoint. So then I get to my physical door. I see the door in front of me and I'm thinking to myself, open the door. Which was funny because that's physical reality. Physical reality, you can open the door. But I'm not in the physical anymore. It was astral me. So what I ended up doing was thinking to myself, you're not physical anymore, right? But it's funny because I attempted to grab the doorknob and I felt the surge of energy as soon as I grabbed the doorknob. And that's when I said, go through the door. So I just ended up going through the door and I felt this surge of energy. It was like me becoming one with the door. It was exhilarating. It was an amazing feeling. So I went further down the hallway. And then I said to myself, okay, that's enough. So I said, return to my body. I ended up returning to my physical body. And then I got up from my bed and I'm like thinking, oh my gosh. So I immediately wrote down what I felt, what it was like. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this is amazing. I said, those were the first two controlled out of body experiences that I had. And I just wanted to thank you for taking the time and watching my podcast. This is a retrospective episode number 1, controlled out-of-body experiences. So don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. And happy travels.
You are about to embark on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, ghostly encounters, lucid dreaming, astral projection, the Mandela effect. This is Out of Body Experience TV with your host, Juan Augusto.